Mike Moore Media.
Everyone's getting excited about the grand opening of the new Tri-State-Steel Reatil Store in Reidsville. We're at 17 days and counting. Tri-State-Steel President Steve Scott is on our media line. Hey, Steve.
Good morning, Mike. How are you this morning, sir?
I'm pumped, and I know you are too, because we're getting closer and closer. And, I love the updates on your Facebook page, and I'm seeing all of the progress day by day as it all comes together. So the opening day is Saturday, March 25th, 10 to 2 that day. So getting closer.
It is, Mike. We are pumped as well, to use your term.
Yeah.
We're also, I'm not going to lie, a startup business, which is really what this is for us. You know, We've never done this before. It's always been integrated into who we are. But this is a true startup for us, and startups are overwhelming because you don't have a process to follow. You have to create the process as you go, and you graciously reminding us that we have 17 days, and I look around the inside of this building and say, "Oh snap! We've got a lot of work to do in the next 17 days." But we're committed to this. We're excited about it. We're pumped about it. We've had a lot of people come by and visit, and we're certainly looking forward to you being able to come by and visit here as well, Mike. But we are really excited about Saturday morning at 10 a.m. and throwing a party for everybody. It's going to be fun.
Sure. Yeah, March 25th is the day for that. And, but I know you, just a little bit of time we've actually gotten acquainted, and I know you love a challenge. And, I think it's exciting. It's like when I go out and sell advertising, Steve. You're starting with a blank slate. You're zero. You meet the business owner. You put it all together. You write their ad. You get customers in the shop. I love that whole dynamic of that, though, don't you?
I do, Mike. And, one of the things that I always tell, a lot of the people in the community know that I have a kind of a side gig where I teach business at the University of North Carolina at Greensboro, and it's really exciting. And one of the things that I tell kids all the time is business is business. It doesn't matter if you're Mike Moore Media selling advertising or you're an eye doctor. The reality is business is business. The fundamentals that it takes to be successful in business are universal to each of us. Maybe what we do is unique, but the fundamentals are not. And so I agree with you. The fundamentals part of it is exciting. Closing that sale is exciting. My dad always taught me, and, Mike, we've talked about this repeatedly, you're always going to hear about my dad. And my dad always taught me, it's okay to win, and it's okay to want to win. And for me, business is a game. It's my... I used to play lots of sports in high school and growing up, and winning was fun, and it was a huge rush for me. I don't get that as an adult, but business allows for that competition. And it allows me at the end of the day to see if we won or lost. And some days we lose. But it's real important that we win a lot more than we lose. I'm no Tom Brady, but I do want to win just as much as he does.
Well, we're going to have a big W for sure on March 25th when the new retail store opens. I've invited a couple of friends to join me. They're kind of DIY type guys, and they're really excited with me, so I hope both of them will be able to come. But one of them had never heard, a Rockingham County native, had never heard of Tri-State-Steel, and I said, "Where have you been?" So I was telling him about your shop out on Temco Road and everything you're doing there, and then about the new retail store, which we'll give that address, actually. That is 2513 Richardson Drive in Reidsville when that opens March 25th. And I like to think that everyone knows about my business, but, you run across people sometime. No, they don't know about Tri-State Steel. Tell us, for those that don't know, what you're all about.
It's funny. 35 years here. We are celebrating our 35th year in this community. And we still get all the time, I had no idea you were here. Had no idea there was a place in our community that sold metal.
Yeah.
And like you, Mike, I said, what else can we do? We sponsor the schools. We sponsor the arts. We sponsor the activities in the community. We feel like we are everywhere. Oh, by the way, we have 12 rolling billboards driving around covered with steel. How do you not know who we are? But it's true. The reality is you can never stop marketing, ever. The fundamentals of business that we just talked about, you can never stop marketing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That being said, to answer your question really quickly, we are a steel service center and metal service center. We buy in huge bulk quantities of different metal products. We warehouse them and we sell them to end users, fabricators, welders, machinists, all kinds of industries. Last year we had nearly 800 different customers within 150 miles of Reidsville that we delivered to. And the demand grew so much that we weren't able to service the local community the way that they deserve to be serviced. And when this opportunity came to purchase this building and build this retail center, we just felt like it was the right next step for Tri-State-Steel and the right next step for our community to open a place where you could come and you could touch the metal and see the metal and feel the metal. And you might not know exactly what you need, but if you could see it, if you could touch it, you'll be able to finish your project. You'll be able to fix your trailer. You'll be able to finish that handrail, whatever it is that you're working on. And you'll be able to get just the amount you need. You don't have to buy some big bulk amount that is more than you will ever possibly use. So we're really excited about it. We think it's going to be very, very successful. We've gotten a ton of feedback from the community about how excited they are. So we're really looking forward to welcoming everybody here on Saturday, the 25th from 10 till 2 and throwing a party with food trucks and music and all kinds of fun things.
Food trucks and music and giveaways. Oh, hey, what about NASCAR tickets and that music by Jacob Vaughn? That sounds great.
Yeah. Yep. So Jacob will be here at 11 o'clock. We're going to kick off the party at 10. Jacob will be here at 11. We're inviting the community to bring their instruments, and we'll set up a place for, hopefully the weather's great, for us to have an old kind of picking session where everybody can just come out and hang out and get some food and play some music and genuinely have a really good time. We want this to be a community-type store. We want the community's engagement. We want their recommendations. Hey, I see you have this. I really need this item. We use it regularly. Is it possible for you to stock that? That's the kind of feedback we're looking for, because we want it to be a community store. And knowing that it's a community store, we want to give things away for fun. So we're working with having a big an opportunity when you come to fill out a form. We'll put those forms in a hat, and we'll pull out a winner and send some folks up to Martinsville for a NASCAR race. So we're excited about that. That's always a good time.
Oh, sure. That's exactly right. Yeah. Well, you're talking about community and engagement. Tri-State-Steel, for 35 years, has been so involved in our community, and at some point we're going to do a podcast just on your what you do at UNCG, teaching those business courses and those students there. But you are so involved in the community and with the Reidsville Chamber of Commerce and everything else. And I love that new, I saw it on your Facebook page, that new billboard. That's great.
Yeah. So to your point earlier about your buddy that didn't know we existed.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, well, we got to let everybody know that we're here. So our joke was, if you can get to Reidsville, you can find us, because somebody in this town is going to be able to point you exactly where we are. This retail center, if you don't know where 2513 Richardson Drive is right near the Lowe's grocery store facility. It's at the intersection of Richardson Drive and Freeway Drive, next door to the old Freeway Automotive. It's right where Reed School Road traffic light intersects with Richardson Drive. You really can't miss it, and it's a very busy intersection, so we want to make sure that everybody knows, hey, you're going to be able to find us. And quite frankly, we hope everybody in the community knows where we are too. And we've worked really hard. And the giant billboard on Freeway Drive is certainly going to steer you home if you're coming from the Greensboro side of town.
It works. It will work, I'm sure. Let me just mention this for those that may not know. Also, Tri-State Steel sponsors a Fun Fact weekdays in our morning newscast, Monday through Friday. And I had one recently. I don't know if you heard it or not, Steve, but I pulled it out. This was about 3 weeks ago. Fun fact here, the world's largest cruise ship, the Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas, 18 decks, capacity for 6,888 guests, more than 30 dining venues, 2,300 crew members, 1,188 feet long, equivalent to about 4 football fields, twice the size of the Washington Monument. It has 25,000 tons of 500 steel panels welded together. Total weight, 237,000 tons. Talk about metal matters.
Exactly, and all of that floats.
Yes.
That, when you think about that, right, the rules of displacement, the physics behind that all of that actually sits on top of water and floats. It's staggering.
It is.
Here's a really fun fact to go along with that. I will tell you that the vast majority of all that steel that you mentioned, and when I say vast majority, I'm talking probably 98% of it, comes from recycled materials.
Wow.
Steel is the greatest recycled material in the world, and it's not even close. If you add up everything else that's recycled, numbers 2 through infinity, and you add up all those tons, they don't add up to the number of tons of steel that is recycled every year. It is far and away the most recycled material in the world.
That's amazing. I'm going to have to do some homework, get with you. That's another fun fact right there that I've got to use. Yeah.
Right. So 98% is the statistic we go by. It varies a little, obviously, but 98% of all the metal that we sell is recycled.
That's a fun fact to know for sure. That's great.
Yeah, pretty cool. And the vast majority, I would say probably the same 95 to 98% of our metal comes from the Southeast United States. Mm-hmm. We are an American-made company. We America first with our products, and it's very, very important to us to buy local. You and I were talking about that off the air earlier. Buying local matters just like metal matters, and it's wildly important to us that we buy local. And sometimes local means regional, right? Mm-hmm. And so we always try to buy from steel mills in the Southeast first, and that's really important to us.
Well, I appreciate you and your team there at Tri-State Steel as you've been doing so many good things for 35 years and now opening the new retail store. So we've only got just a moment left. Steve, we will talk again soon, and maybe we'll probably talk before your March 25th opening. So I look forward to that.
Always a pleasure, Mike. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, too, for your business, and we'll talk again.
Thanks, Mike. Bye.
That's Steve Scott. He is president of Tri-State Steel in Reidsville. Yes, their main operation where all of those 12 trucks leave from every morning. And, that's 24 hours a day, that business at Tri-State Steel. That's out on Temco Road. And then the new retail store will be opening March 25th. That is at 2513 Richardson Drive. Please follow them on Facebook, Tri-State Steel, and then the website, tri-statesteel.com. Yes, support local, Tri-State Steel.